Hello to all students. I am Professor Masood Fuzail. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to discuss mechanism of respiration. As you know, there are two types of respiration. One is cellular respiration, which occurs in the mitochondria of the cells, and second type of respiration is also known as breathing or ventilation. Today we are going to study mechanism of ventilation. The process of ventilation or breathing is divided into two steps. The first step is known as inhalation and the second step is known as exhalation. And we will discuss these processes separately with the help of diagram. There are some important organs in our body which helps in the breathing or ventilation process. First of all, our lungs. As you know, there are two lungs which are located in the chest cavity, thoracic cavity in humans. Lungs are spongy because they contain millions of alveoli, which are small bubble-like sacs which are the functional unit of the lungs. Due to the presence of these large number of alveoli, lungs are spongy. Their muscles cannot contract or relax. So movement of the air inside the lung is usually done by passive mechanism, and there is no energy involved in the lungs. It means lungs cannot expand or not relax automatically by themselves. The second thing is the muscle, which is known as diaphragm. Diaphragm muscle is located in between the abdominal cavity and chest cavity. As you know, this is your trunk of your body. It has two cavities. One is abdominal cavity, which contain visceral organs, and other is thoracic cavity, which contain lungs and heart. There is a muscular sheet. As you can see my hands, this sheet is present in front of the body towards back and from right side to the left side and expanded inside those two cavities, between those two cavities, thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. This diaphragm muscle play a very important role in the ventilation process. The third component for breathing is ribs. Ribs are special type of bones which are 24 in number. In front of the body they are connected with sternum, and on the back side they are attached with vertebrae or vertebral column. These ribs contain muscles which are known as rib muscle or intercostal muscle, which also play very important role in the breathing process. Now let's look at the process of inhalation. Inhalation is a process of ventilation in which we inhale air inside our lungs for exchange of oxygen and CO2. So first of all, we are going to look at this table. This table will make it very easy for you to understand this process. These are parts of the body: diaphragm, intercostal muscle, ribs, thoracic cavity, and these are their action. First of all, our brain contains respiratory center which controls the breathing or ventilation process in our body. First of all, when a message received from the brain, our diaphragm, first component of the respiratory process, diaphragm contract. When diaphragm contract, it becomes less dome-like. It is pushes downward. Actually, diaphragm muscle is like a dome. It has an appearance like a dome. When this muscle contract, it becomes horizontal. It becomes less dome-like. So this is the first process of the inhalation process. When diaphragm contract, diaphragm becomes less dome-like. In the second process, intercostal muscles which are present between the ribs. There are two ribs, and these two ribs contain muscles which are known as ribs muscles or intercostal muscles. They also contract. When intercostal muscle contract, our ribs move upward and forward. Now look at, now you can do it experimentally and look at my body. I am going to inhale some air. As you can see, when I am inhaling the air is moving inside while my ribs are moving upward and outward. and this is all because of the contraction of the intercostal muscles. When intercostal muscle contract, ribs move upward and forward. So in this way, diaphragm is moving down and ribs are going up. What happens? Thoracic cavity, which is present inside under the ribs, is increases. Thoracic cavity increases due to the movement of diaphragm towards lower side and movement of the ribs toward the upper side. So one thing is moving down and the other is going up, and the cavity between the under the ribs is increases. When cavity increases, the pressure on the lungs decreases. There was some pressure which was created by thoracic cavity on the lungs is now has been decreased. What happened? Air will move in and we breathe in air. As you can experimentally do this process, diaphragm is going down, ribs are going up, thoracic cavity has been increased, pressure on the lungs has been decreased, and due to the difference in the atmospheric pressure, there is more atmospheric pressure in the environment and there is less atmospheric pressure in the lungs. So air runs in, moves inside your nose and into the lungs due to the difference between the pressure inside the body and outside the body. In this way, we feel that we are inhaling air, but actually we are not inhaling air, but actually we are contracting the muscles of diaphragm and intercostal muscles of the ribs, and air moves in passively. We do not lungs do not require any kind of energy to move the air in. This whole process is known as inhalation. I hope you have understood this mechanism. Now let's look at the exhalation process, during which we will move out the air which present in our lungs. Same things, same components, but in opposite direction. This diagram will show you the proper exhalation process. First of all, diaphragm will relax during exhalation process. When diaphragm relaxes, it becomes more dome-like. It will move upward. As the diaphragm muscle moves, it becomes more dome-like and moves upward towards the lungs. Intercostal muscles which are present between the ribs contract and intercostal muscle present between the ribs relax. They also relax, and what happened? The ribs goes downward and inward. So let's suppose we are moving air outside your body. When we move air out of the body, our ribs go down and inward. In this way, the thoracic cavity decreases. When diaphragm moves upward, ribs move downward and inward, the thoracic cavity decreases. When thoracic cavity decreases, pressure on lung increases, and as you know that lungs are spongy, when they feel pressure and the air present inside the lungs moves out, and this process is known as exhalation process. So in this way, whole process of ventilation or breathing has completed. It takes about 15 to 20 times in 1 minute to complete these process. But the breathing rate or ventilation rate may increase or decrease with the help of activity you are performing in your body. During exercise, this can reach up to 40 times per minute. But on the normal state, when we are at rest, this breathing rate is only 15 to 20 times. In the next lecture, we will discuss how gaseous exchange takes place between blood and air present in our lungs. And I hope you have understood this topic, and hopefully we'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.